Hello, good morning, guys. We'll get started. Just give me a few minutes.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I need to book something. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we'll get started. Okay, so today I'll take one more example. Let's see that. 1 second. Excel is still opening. Okay, just give me a few minutes. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so yeah, so now we will work on something, okay, which is very close to what you would be working on. Okay, so should you see my screen, correct? Okay, so this is called Bianca sales data. It has a supermarket sales data. You have invoice ID. Okay, you have branch. You have city. Okay, you have customer type, member, non-member. You have gender. You have product line, unit price, quantity, total. Total is unit price into quantity. Then you have date, you have time, you have whether it was made through credit card or cash, right? Card or cash or e-wallet, right? So these are three types of payment: e-wallet, cash, card. Okay, and we will delete this. Okay, this is what we need to build. So I'm going to delete it, and we will build this. Okay, so this is the data set. This is the data set of sales supermarket, right? Okay, so okay, and yeah, so let's look at the questions. Okay, so it has some questions for us, and we will solve these questions. So question here is Word document. Questions are in Word document. So you'll have to switch from Word document to this. Okay. Okay. So these are the questions. So you are hired by Banca, a hypermarket chain company, as a financial analyst. You are hired to project the sales of 2021 based on 2020 sales data. So this data is from 2020, and we need to predict the sales, okay, forecast the sales for 2021. So how do you forecast your sales? So it says that, okay, first of all, what was the total sales of 2020? Okay, and then calculate using the formula. Okay, so let's go back to Excel and see this. You're moving back to Excel now. Okay, so if you go on the right side, this is where we need to put all our answers. So see, how do I calculate total sales of 2020? So I have to use simple sum. Okay, simple formula sum. There is no condition here. So simple sum should do our job. So I'm going to go here and say sum of the total sales. Okay, and you do the sum. So this is total sum. Now so total sum, it has to have a currency, right? You can choose whether you want to have a dollar, INR, up to you. Okay, so let's say we select currency as rupee. Okay, so yeah. So this is sales for 2020. Now, if the growth projected rate is 2.5%, then how much will be the sales for 2021? Right? So this is the total sales for last year. Okay, how much sales will you have for next year, right? So if the growth rate is 2.5%, the growth rate is 2.5%, you would say, okay, old sales plus old sales into 2.5%. 2.5%, okay, just like we did the bonus calculation yesterday, right? So 2.5% is your growth rate. So the additional growth rate means additional growth revenue, additional growth. So your value into growth rate will give you the additional value. So that is what we are saying, that this is additional revenue that I'm going to get over previous year's revenue. So previous year's revenue plus the extra that growth you are going to get, that will be your projected sales. And I can go format paint and do it here to make it again INR. So it says that our projected growth for next year is going to be 3,15,000 rupees, right? Okay. Now it says, okay, question says, okay, so this is 2.5%, but again, you don't know what will happen into, next year, right? It can be less than 2.5, it can be more than 2.5. So it says, why don't you build a mechanism to predict the expected growth, okay, from 1% to 5% at a gap of 0.5%. So that means, okay, what happens if the growth rate is 1%? What happens if growth rate is 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4.4, 4.5, and 5? Okay, so let's say we write 1 to 5%, and now I will calculate the new sales based on this expected growth rate. So I'm going to say, okay, this plus this into this growth rate, right? Now I need to do it. Okay, let me convert this into again. Or I need just go and say format, cells, currency, right? Okay, so this is with 1%. Now, if I drag it, if I double click on it, okay, what happens? Okay, because of the reference, it is R1 plus R1 into R6. Now it is going to be R2 plus R2 into R7. R7 is correct, but it still has to be R1 only. Okay, so we need to go and fix R1, right? So we'll go here and we'll say $R, $1, $R, $1. Okay, and then you now double click on it. Okay, so these are the expected growth rate, okay, in column R, and this is the corresponding value if the growth rate is in R, right? So if you see 2.5 should match here. So 2.5 is matching 3,15,2,771, right? So this is how you can calculate different growth rate. Okay. So I'm going to save it. Now, what is answer D? Question D. Let's go and read question D. So question D is, what would be the projection sales, okay, if they expect to grow by 3.5%? So it says, okay, what is the expected sales if the growth rate is 3.5%? That means this is 3.5%, right? This value should come here, right? So I'm going to say, okay, equal to, now you can do sum if you want. Okay, sum if is going to add all the values, right? Okay, but okay, we'll give condition as 3.5. So there is only one value to add. So I'll say this says range, criteria, and sum range. Okay. Now, what is range? Range is this. Now, here sum range and range is same. Okay, so range. Criteria is what? Criteria is, okay. So actually you should look at the criteria range first, not the sum range. Okay, sum range is different, criteria range is different. Criteria range is 3.5%, right? They're not same. So criteria range is this, okay. And then criteria is that this value should be equal to 3.5. And then perform sum on this. Let's see if this gives us the answer. So 3.5 is 318352, right? So yes, we got this. Now you can use multiple ways, right? I used sum if. You can use VLOOKUP. You can also use VLOOKUP, right? So you can do using sum if or you can do using VLOOKUP. Both should give you the answer. Sum if, I use sum if, but also you can use VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP, lookup for 3.5. Okay, but again, you see here, okay. Now VLOOKUP is not, you cannot be used here. Why VLOOKUP cannot be used? VLOOKUP cannot be used because the matching, okay, 3.5 is on the right side. Okay, right? If the value was on this side, then we could use VLOOKUP. So here we'll have to use XLOOKUP. So X lookup. Lookup value what? 3.5. Okay, value 3.5. Okay, lookup array is this. If lookup array is on left side, only then you can use VLOOKUP. If lookup value is on right side, then you can't use VLOOKUP. Return array is this. VLOOKUP is good when you have unique value. Sum is useful when you have more than one value, right? So here is only one value, that's why both will work. Okay, so it's sum if and X lookup, okay, not VLOOKUP. Okay, so see, you got same answer, right? Format cells, currency, okay, and we'll put 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is how you get the answer. It says, okay, tell me how much is the projected growth rate, projected sales if the growth rate is 3.5. You can use sum if for X lookup, right? Okay. Now question E. Let me go and read question E. E says, create a summary table to show the total sales for each payment type. Show the total sales for each payment type. Okay, sum. But there's a condition, right? So you have to use sum if. Okay. So here we will say sum if, okay, sales. So, okay, so first is criteria range, criteria, and then sum range. So criteria range is this one, payment. So I'll say Control Shift End key. Okay, down arrow or end. It will directly select everything from beginning till the end. You have to put your cursor on the first value, Control Shift down arrow, and entire data will be selected. This is the criteria range. Now, what is the criteria? Criteria is that it should be where is this? Okay, e-wallet. So e-wallet. And then sum. Sum on what? Sum on total sales. Okay, done. So this is your sales only from e-wallet, right? Okay, I'll make it a rupee, format cells, okay, currency, that. Now, if I drag it, okay, again, I'll have problem with the references. What references? R25 should become R26, which will become, right? So R is not a problem. Problem is this arrays, L2 and I2, right? This should remain same, right? We have selected starting to end. So this should remain same. So I need to, okay, perform this. Okay, and then you go and double click on it. So yeah, we got the value. Now, if you select all, it should be same as Okay, the total sales, right? So 307,587. 307,587. Right? Because these are the three options. Okay. Now the question here is which option, which type of payment is maximum, giving us maximum result. So if you look at the data, cash is the biggest, isn't it? 6-digit. So cash and e-wallet both are 6-digit, and it is 1,06,000. That is 1,04,000. Cash is highest. So I should get cash here. So how to get the highest value? Highest value will be max of, right? So max of all these three will give you 106. But I don't want 106. I want cash. So again, I can use VLOOKUP here. Left side is the value and right side is the data that I need, right? So I will say here VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP for which value? This maximum value. So this value is maximum value. Which table? So this 3 by 3 is your 3 by 2, right? Is your table. Great. And which column I want? I want second column. Okay. So look up for the maximum value in Q25 to R27. And I need second column. That's the, the e-wallet cash or credit card. I hit enter. So now it says that highest, okay, value that we have got is from cash. All right. Good so far? Okay. Now, let's look at question number F. I'll take you to the Word document. I think question could be little big. F. Banka is thinking of introducing new makeup stand that would target females who are interested in health and beauty items. So the target audience, target customer for this new product, okay, makeup stand, okay. So makeup stand product, the target customer is female, gender female, and the interested in health and beauty items. Okay. So Banka wants to know how many of the target group has already made purchase in 2020. How many of them have already made purchase? So count if, how many, right? So I have to use count if. Count if on any column you can do. Condition here is one, you have gender has to be female and the product line has to be health and beauty. So there are two conditions. So here I have to use count ifs, right? Okay. So first one, fill out, okay. So this is next question actually. Okay. F is different, F1 and F2 is different. Okay. Let's go and see. Okay, so this is F2. Directly F2. Okay, I think this one. Here you have to say yes or no. Okay. So the first question, how many of them are target is really here. So I have to say yes. Okay, I have to say yes if it is female and product line is health and beauty. Okay. And then I will count how many of them are yes. Okay. So since I have to print yes or no, right? If I have to print yes, you type yes and double click on it. If you say no, you type no and double click on it. It will be no or yes. But I have to look at certain condition and based on that, I have to find yes or no, right? So it becomes conditional if, okay? And we have used if, right? So I can say if what? If gender, if this is female, then let's look at only one condition now, let's say. Okay, let's ignore product line for now. So if female, if E2 is female, then we have to print yes. And if it's not female, then we have to say no. Right? So target is yes. If it is female, target is no. If it is not female. Okay, great. So female, so yes. If I drag only one step, because next one is male, so it is no, right? So one condition we have handled, but there's one more condition, right? the product line. So for no, we are sure. If it is male, health and beauty, still no. So if it is not female, it has to be no, whatever be it. But if it is female, then I have to look for one more condition. So I cannot print yes yet. I have to look at one more condition. What's the condition? Okay, this one, F2. So if it is female, then you look for F2. F2 equal to F2 equal to, and then you can actually say here F2 equal to what? Health and beauty. So you have to select very well. Okay, it has to be health and beauty. Okay, if it is health and beauty, so if, right, you have to use another if here. If this, okay, then yes, otherwise close it. Right? So now you see. I'll just be back. I think there's something wrong. I'll just be back. Okay, just see this. Okay. Is it all knows, right? So there's no, so there's female and health and beauty. So I think ours is correct, not wrong, correct? Right? Yeah, it's correct, right? Yes or no, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
wake up, man, wake up. Okay. So this is what we got it. So next part of the question is, it says fill out. That's one, okay? F1 was fill out. And then F2 says, what percentage of total sales were made by this target group? So one thing here is, earlier what we were thinking is, we have to do some ifs, okay? Total sales, two conditions. But now luckily, since we have created target group, we don't have to look at two conditions. We only have to look at one condition. So sum if would do. So it is equal to sum if what? Okay, yes and no, right? So this is your criteria. This is your criteria, and sorry, this is the range of criteria, and criteria is that it should be yes, correct? And then the sum criteria has to be the total sales. So total sales. Okay. So this is total sales. Okay. Total sales by your target customer. But we don't want total sales. We want percentage. So total sales divided by total sales by this group divided by overall sales, right? This one. So it says that this target group has contributed to 5.75% to your sales. All right. Okay. So now let's look at G and G1, G2. Your task is to study the purchasing behavior of the customer on the following rough classification. Fill out the type. So we have to fill out the type. It says, if the customer has bought exactly one item, then he or she is a product specific buyer. If the customer has bought more than one, but less than five, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then he is a list buyer. And third is, if the customer has bought more than 5 items, bought more than 5, less than 5, more than 5. So what about 5? Okay, so we'll assume 5 and more than 5. Then we'll say impulsive. Product specific 1, 2, 3, 4 is list, and third one is more than 5 is impulsive. So here, okay, we have 3 conditions, right? So here we used if, but here we will use ifs. Okay, let's see how to use ifs here. We can manage using if. Yesterday we managed using if. Okay, you can here also see we managed using if, even though we have 2 conditions, right? We manage if inside if. But the easiest way is to do using ifs. So IFS ifs. Logical test 1, value 1. Okay. So logical test 1 is quantity. If this quantity is equal to 1, then we say product specific. Specific. Okay. Again, if logical, okay, sorry, we don't have to select all, okay, my mistake. You only have to select if is for each row, okay, select this value. If this is equal to 1, then we say product specific. Okay. Now, if this is greater than equal to 5, then we are saying impulsive. So in ifs, you don't have else condition. Okay. In if, you don't have else condition. So so the third condition that we're going to do is becomes a little tricky. Impulsive. Okay. Now, third condition, see, if it was else, we could have just say else. Okay. Else, it is list buyer. Okay. Else is list. If first condition doesn't meet, second condition doesn't meet, by default, third is list. But here, there is no default. There is no else here. So here I have to say, I have to use, okay, that H2 greater than 1 and less than 5. So 2 conditions. And 2 conditions when you give, you have to use logical operator. When you have 2 conditions to handle, you have to use logical and or not. Okay, not, I mean, not is for 1 condition only. And or you have to use either and or. So either one of the condition meets or both condition has to be met. And in this case, it has to meet both the condition. Your H2 should be greater than 1 and also should be less than 5. So you say and here, okay, and bracket, okay, H2 greater than 1, comma, H2 less than 5. Then, okay, it is list buyer. Okay, now let's see if it works. 7, right? Impulsive. Let's see here. Impulsive, all are impulsive. Now, 2 should be list buyer, right? 2 is list buyer. So that means our condition is right. Now I can just double click on it. Here I go and double click on it. automatically all these values got populated with impulsive or list or product specific. See, one is product. Is it product specific or specific in the question? The question it says product specific. Yeah, so ours is right. Okay. So see, first line we had to struggle, but once we get the first line correct, just double click on it and all, in this case, few thousand, but it could be lakhs of rows can be solved using just double click. All good so far? Okay, and then next question it says is how many products specific bought from bank? Write your answer in cell R38. R38, how many product specific have bought? How many? How many means count. Okay. Okay. So see, it says less than equal to 5. Okay. So yeah, so we have to change our formula. Our formula is greater than 5 is impulsive and it should be less than equal to 5. Okay. So we thought it is more 5 and more. Okay. So no, more than 5, like 6, 7 should be impulsive, up to 5 should be list. So equal to. Okay. So those with the 5 will change here. Now you see, are there, yeah, here you see it is impulsive, right? But now it should become list. 5 became list, right? So yeah, so we have to make the change based on the given formula here. So formula is given here, which says, okay, list buyer greater than 1 and less than equal to 5. How many? Count. Count if, right? Count if range and criteria. So range is this. Criteria is we are looking for list. So list list. Okay. So these are your list customer. 394. 394 are your list customer. Out of how many we have? We have 1000. Exact 1000 data we have. 1000 rows we have. Okay. So out of 1000, 392 are list buyer. Then next question is, given that the management deemed to sell only the profitable products, what is the recommendation selection of product lines right here? Okay. Profit is total revenue minus total cost, quantity into quantity produced minus average cost into quantity produced. Okay. Okay, so first you have to compare the average cost of each product line. Okay. So here you have to find the total cost of each divided total number of quantity. Okay. So total quantity of sports and goods, sum if, right? Total quantity. So I need to add quantity. Okay. Sum if, but sum if has what first? Range of criteria, right? So it is product line. Product line. So this is the criteria. This is the range. The criteria is we are looking for sports and travel. And then you have to do sum on quantity. Okay. Done. So this 392 quantities of sports and travel products. Okay. I will fix F2 function F4. I will fix F this one. I will fix this one. I will fix this one. Okay. And just double click on it. So total cost. Okay. Total cost. Okay. Will be what? Okay. This is your total sale price, right? Okay. And this is unit price. Okay. So unit price into quantity. Okay. So unit price into quantity. Okay. That is for this one. So you have to do some product if. Understood what I'm saying? Some product if. Some product if, or you find the total unit price. Okay. Okay. You can have one extra here column where we will multiply unit price with this one. Okay, or you say sum product if. Okay, total cost is going to be sum product. So you are doing product multiply quantity into cost, and then you have to add all of them. That is called sum product. Okay, so you say sum product if sum product. Okay, sum product. So okay, let's. Okay, so Pritham, we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, I think you're getting late, right? Can we spend 5 minutes?
Yeah, okay, sir. No problem.
Okay, okay. So now we have to find total quantity into unit price. Okay, so here, okay, some product will give you the value of all of these. Okay, so actually here we need to find some product of all of these. Okay, some product of all of these here. So array 1 is unit price. Okay, cost is going to be same for all. Okay, cost is going to be same for all. I'll tell you why. Okay, so this is total cost of all these. And now average cost is only for each product category. Because if you do it total cost for each product category and total sales for each product category, both will cancel out, isn't it? We have to find profit is what? Total sales minus product minus cost. Right? So if I do both for because total is based on quantity and unit price. So if I multiply and do the average, both average will be same. So here we are saying that what is the total average cost? So total cost is this, and we will divide total cost by 920. That will be the, okay, not 920. We have to divide this by all of these. That will be your average cost. So average cost is going to be total cost divided by sum of these quantities. So this is your average cost per product, 55 rupees, 80 paisa. Now average selling price is going to be here. So I will say sum if criteria range, this criteria, ports and travel. So this is your criteria. Now sum will be on this one. Okay, we have to do average, right? We can, okay, no problem. We'll do sum and then we'll divide into, we'll say average of. So this is sum of all this one. Okay. Now if I have to do average, I have to divide by total quantity, right? So divided by total quantity. So this is 57 rupees. So average selling price. Okay. So average cost is this 55 rupees. Average selling price. Either you do with selling price or you do with cost price. Okay. So average selling price is 57 rupees here. And okay, I have to drag it down, correct? So I have to fix this, and this. Your Q44 and R44 should remain same. Okay. Now you do this. Now it says which is the highest selling, So highest selling would be one which has the highest selling price, isn't it? Obviously, because cost price is same, the highest selling price. So here 57.3, right? This is your highest selling, right? We'll shade with different color, let's say. 57.3. This is your highest selling product. Okay, so this is what we did. Okay, because we only have one value, right? So we assume that cost of every product is same. So we find the unit cost multiplied by quantity. That will give us the average cost. And then, okay, so highest the profitable product is fashion and accessories here. Okay, how much? So 57 minus 55.8. Make sense? So yeah. So I'll upload this Excel and I'll give you similar exercise for you to practice guys. Make sense? We'll stop here for today. And in the same where you have all the videos uploaded, I will add one more Excel file. You will see very similar to this. So you'll have Word document and you will have Word document and you will have Excel file. Okay. Okay, then we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we'll do some other new topics. Take care. Bye, guys.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.